Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a Reptilian deck featuring the Alistair Invoked engine. So I mainly started working on this deck because I wanted to use Reptilian Lamia. This is a 2-star tuner reptile monster. It says if this card is in your hand and all monsters you control are face-up reptile type monsters, minimum 1. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0. And if you do, special summon this card, then take damage equal to that monster's original attack. So why is that effect important? Because you will control a 0 attack monster and your opponent will control a 0 attack monster, giving you the summoning condition for Reptilian Basky. You use their monster and your monster, and you can just pop this on the field. It also has an additional effect when used as a synchro material. You can target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field, change their attack to 0. You can only use one Reptilian Lamia effect per turn and only once that turn. So why is that relevant? Because if you synchro summon your Reptilian Hydra's effect is going to activate. When this card is synchro summoned, destroy all face-up monsters with 0 attack that your opponent controls and draw 1 card for each monster destroyed. So this is going to be a chain link 1, this is going to be a chain link 2. Lamia's effect is going to resolve first, meaning you can make 2 of your opponent's monsters attack go to 0 and then destroy them with the Hydra, allowing you to draw 2 cards. That is a really cool strong combo. I just wish I had 3 Reptilian Lamia, but that box is brand new at the moment. There's pretty much no way for me to get another Reptilian Lamia unless I get lucky with like a guaranteed sale or something like that. So we gotta run 2. We're running 3 Reptilian Gardener. When this card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, add 1 Reptilian monster from your deck to your hand. So at least we have a way to search it. I just really wish I could run 3. I would definitely not be running the Reptilian Viper, but still a cool deck. Gardener really good, 2000 defense. Your opponent more than likely will attack into this, and weak cards like Wall of D, they're gonna end up taking a bunch of damage. If they do destroy it, you get to search for whatever you need, whether that is Lamia or Vasky, your main targets for the search. And it is also a water reptile monster, so that goes very well with your Alistair the Invoker engine, so we can go into Invoked Cositus, just to give the deck another boss monster for your opponent to deal with. Other than that, we have 2 Vasky, we have 1 Viper, and 1 Scylla. Scylla is just here to be an 1800 beater. This would ideally be another Lamia, or maybe even another Vasky if I had 3 of them. 1 Invocation, 2 World Legacy Clash. I used to run Econ in this deck because we can easily get tokens out of this card. But I'm trying to play it post ban list, so you can only use 2 World Legacy Clash, or with no enemy controllers in there. World Legacy Clash really good because we can make our opponent's monsters attack 0 if we use a big enough monster, and then we can use them to special summon Vasky, or steal them with Reptilian Viper. Viper has a good effect, it just never really came in that clutch. When this card is normal summon, you can select and take control of 1 face-up monster with 0 attack your opponent controls. So you can just steal it, you get to keep it, you get to synchro with it, you get to do whatever you want. It just never really came up. 2 Reptilian spawn, remove from play 1 Reptilian monster from your graveyard, special summon 2 Reptilian tokens. They are Earth, which is the important thing, because we can use those tokens to go into Invoke Magellanica. Other than that, we don't have a way inside the deck to go into an Earth Fusion, so that's why this card was pretty clutch. You also get 2 tokens, meaning you immediately get the cost for your special summon of Basky. Basky gets to destroy a face-up monster once per turn, which is really good. And then through all of D, just to make our opponent's attack 0, so we can go into all that Reptilian wants to do. The extra deck, we already went into Hydra. We have White R Dolphin, probably the best, the best level 6, generic level 6 we got. We also have the Garna, so there's potential to summon it back if it gets destroyed. And then 1 Scrap Dragon here. We can go into level 8 using either Hydra or Dolphin. Or if we really need to get over a card, we can go using Cositus and one of our tuners. We're using the Tie That Binds, probably the most popular skill once the beatdown nerf hits. And yeah, let's just go ahead and show you guys some gameplay. Alright, so we're gonna start things off with Luna. We're going second, which is nice. We get that additional extra card. Alright, Berry Magician Girl is going to add a Chocolate Magician Girl. That's fine. We're just gonna set our Garna and set Wall of D. Double Wall of D at that. And this is the thing, like, people get too comfortable attacking into your back row. That's 2000 damage. Now you have 2 0 attack monsters. I contributed both of them to summon the Reptilian Basky and hit you for a game. Wall of D, man. I feel like Wall of D is just going to keep getting more and more used, especially since the decline in Ancient Gears. I don't know what the nerfs are going to do to Ancient Gears. We might see them more, since the beatdown nerf is going to make it harder to out cards like Ancient Gears and Blue Eyes. So we might see them rise back up again. And then at that point, Wall of D is going to have to go back into the side deck pile. Alright, we're going to set the Garna. Not a great starting hand. And my opponent top decks a Mahad, because why not? Mahad is really bad for us because our entire deck is dark other than Garna. So we're going to summon 2 tokens. Attempt to destroy the Mahad using Vasky. He's going to World Legacy Clash, which is fine. We have a World Legacy Clash of our own, so we'll be able to get our attack back up. Goes for the attack. That would have been lethal if I let it through. So we're going to use World Legacy Clash. He's going to activate Illusion Magic and then go for Magician's Navigation. Luckily we are at full life, so we are not in danger of getting OTK. Go ahead and let that animation rock. Nice. A little long, but really nice. And then he summons a Magician of Dark Illusion. Decides not to attack. I guess he didn't want to give me a search. But that made it pretty easy for me. All I have to do is destroy one of them with Vasky's effect. Destroy the other one by battle. We're going to activate Invocation here using my Garna on the field. And go for Cocytus. Trying to end the game here. But that is actually another Magician's Navigation. And very smart, my opponent takes the first hit, summons the Dark Magicians. And he's gonna summon them in attack position, I think. I don't know if I agree with him summoning them in attack position, because I mean, you're just taking unnecessary damage. Although he did force me to use my my Alistair from the hand. He's gonna get the Destiny draw, go for the Eye of Timaeus, and summon a Dark Paladin, which can easily get over my my Cocytus, but he has to force the attack and go for Vasky right here. Otherwise, I can just pop this using Vasky. So now my options here is to summon, maybe go into a Scrap Dragon and try to destroy this, but that just leaves me wide open, and I didn't have an additional summon after that. So we're just gonna sit on this Cocytus since we have Invoker, and he's really low on life, so he's gonna have to decide, do I attack into this Cocytus? Do I wait? He actually goes for Magical Ice Fusion, replacing the Dark Paladin with a Quintet Magician, which obviously I cannot protect myself from using the Invoker. So there's no point in wasting my effect. We're just gonna set him to eat up an attack. He's too smart to attack with Chocolate Magician, so but we're counting on that, so we get to survive by just taking the 16. We top deck a Wall of D. Wall of D wins games. Set the Cocytus. He's getting very low on cards, so he has to be the aggressor. All I have to do is set this Wall of D and wait as my opponent destroys himself. Activate the Invoker just for the BM, and there you go. Easy game. I say easy game, but that was actually pretty tough. I had to top deck. At that point, my Lamia was pretty much dead because even if I try to control a monster in order to special summon it, his monster was way too strong for me to take all that attack. And I actually think it targets, so... Oh wait, you can target Quintet Magician, right? You just can't destroy it with card effects. Alright, this was a pretty intense matchup as well. Going up against Infernity. A very cool Infernity deck, by the way. We don't have the greatest of starting hand, but at least we're going second. So, you know, our hand can immediately turn around with a nice top deck. Turn 1 Archfiend's Call. We're just gonna set the Garna. I was hoping for him to summon something else. Unfortunately, he uses Tribute to Doom. I still get my search off. Infernity Beast. I cannot activate traps, spell or traps when this card attacks and he has no cards in hand. So I'm forced to take the 2000, but I can at least use the Wall of D on the Archfiend's Call attack. Want to get another Wall of D? Use Tie That Binds. I should have killed the Archfiend's Call, but I didn't want him to summon a Summon Skull from the deck. We're gonna use the World Legacy Clash on this Infernity Knight to make it 0 attack, and that way we get to summon it after we destroy it. Switches this to attack position. It's obviously trying to bait me into an attack. I control way too many monsters to go into a Wall of D, so we're just gonna wall up a little bit, see if we can get our Alistair or something to deal with that Archfiend's Call. Just kind of playing the wait game here. He is gaining a lot of resources, so finally I'm like, you know what, whatever, let's just go into it. He has a Concentrating Current. I take 400 to the face, but we're still okay. We have to be very careful though. I'm gonna use World Legacy Clash here. Special summon my Hydra. I wish I could target this guy otherwise, and I would have been able to destroy them both. Unfortunately, I can't. So we just destroy the Infernity Knight, get 1 draw. And now that I only control 1 monster, I'm not as afraid of a Wall of D, so I go for the attack. I'm gonna get a monster back with my World Legacy Clash. Wait motion, Inferno, Infernity Beast destroys the monster. He decides not to go for the direct attack here. Spawn, summon 2 tokens. Special summon Vasky, destroy. Summon the boy Invoker. Now we're making plays. Go for Cositus and win the game. This was a very cool duel. I had a lot of respect for his deck. I hadn't seen, I mean, even though he pretty much just protected the castle with, you know, an Archfiend's Call. I was surprised that he didn't run a Summon Skull to at least summon after I got rid of his Archfiend's Call, but still, very cool Infernity deck nonetheless. What do we got next? Oh my god. For a second I thought there was no audio being recorded, but no, that's the intro audio. Alright, Loomis. Set a monster, set a card, so we'll set a monster and 2 cards. How about that? Light and Dark sends Mahad back to the deck to get a Magician of Chaos to the hand. We have to be very careful because we do rely on a lot of our back row, and obviously that Magician of Chaos can just destroy everything. Luckily, he activates Final Battle, which this guy was not running any sub-terrors. He just had the Final Battle to be able to activate this guy whenever he felt like it, which is a pretty cool tech, honestly. He's gonna target my back row, which I'm glad. I needed to be able to draw into my invocation. Decides not to go for the attack though. We're gonna summon Viper. And I get a little greedy here. I probably shouldn't have done this. We're gonna summon Wire Dolphin. Have the attack of the Magician. Activate Invocation. Go into Cositus. So now he can destroy my Cositus, right? He can't target it. And I should have just destroyed the Magician of Chaos right here. But I get greedy because he's gonna try to target my back row. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just reduce that Chocolate Magician to 0 using my World Legacy Clash. The problem with that is he's gonna switch the Magician of Chaos to defense position, and I'm gonna have to spend my Invoker to get rid of it. So right here, I'm just holding out. Activate Reptilian spawn. Now I can use his Chocolate Magician and 1 token. We're gonna destroy the Magician of Chaos with Vasky. It's gonna destroy my Vasky, which is fine. Now I can activate Alistair. use the token and my Alistair to go into Magellanica, and we win the game. Here we go. Yeah, so unfortunately right there, I couldn't activate Lamia's effect because I was controlling a non-Reptilian monster. So she was just a tuner, but I was saving it, you know, for a rainy day. And then we got our last game against Mako Tsunami. Here you guys get to see the power of a Lamia Hydra combo. We're going second. This is very fortunate for us because we'll be able to fuse using his water monsters. We don't have to rely on drawing or Garna. Alright, Synchro Summon into a white or a dolphin. Very strong opening. He has 3 water monsters, so this guy's just gonna keep coming back. So we're gonna summon Alistair, activate Invocation, banish one of his waters. So that's one less target to bring the dolphin back. But once again, I don't want to spend my Alistair. So we're just gonna sit on this, set 2 back row, not try to destroy the dolphin because he just comes back, right? So I have to find a more permanent way of getting rid of it. We're gonna go ahead and attack the face down. Fishborg Planter. Finally attacks. We're gonna force the Wall of D here. Get him to banish. Doesn't go for the attack again, which is okay. Now we can synchro using Reptilian Lamia. We're going to summon Hydra. Hydra activates. Chainlink 2. My Lamia, we're going to make both of this 0, destroy them, and draw 2. Unfortunately, the dolphin does come back. But we still get to draw 2 cards, which is incredible. Activate Ties. Go for World Legacy Clash. Get it down to like 300 attack, and then with my Alistair, you have more than enough to finish the game right there. Yeah, World Legacy is really strong in this deck. I mean, World Legacy is strong. That's why I think some people I saw were saying that they didn't think it should have gotten hit. I disagree. I think it's too powerful of a card, and now that you have to decide whether to run World Legacy Clash, Enemy Controller, or Treacherous, it will make decks more fair, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's my Reptilian deck featuring the boy Alistair. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.